How do I change my life in 2026? A question that has been lingering a lot in my mind this past few days, um, since we are on the edge of 2025 and where the new year's coming. As always, and as usual, and as a tradition, I think it's normal that we all have resolutions to change. There are always things to improve from our previous years that we would like to put an end to it or put a start to something new in this new year. However, time and time again, we tend to prove ourselves that we are human, that we are prone to failure. And I think it all comes down to how much are you willing to reflect on the past so you would be able to strategize better for the future. And if I want to talk about myself, then I could argue that as far back as 2023, I've always had this mindset of wanting to make every year better than before. And by wanting to make things better, I tended, um, I actually went so far ahead of deciphering and organizing my year to the minute. And I find this to be, I found it this, I found this to be, it's a waste of time, to be a waste of time. Because back then, when I remember in 2023, I listed down every specific goal that I wanted, and heck, it was too much. I did my, um, I listed down so much, and I was stuck in this loop of planning and planning and planning and planning and hoping that things will turn out perfect, and then I can start. That was the problem in 2023. And in 2024, I was too, I could argue that I was too self obsessed with the idea of changing my identity and leaving my past behind, that I became so rigid and structured in my planning that I began to lose myself in the process. Um, I still remember in 2024, 2024 was one of my worst years ever. I lost my girlfriend at the time. I got into a pretty bad accident that costed me my car, which was gifted by my parents. I made a lot of bad decisions prior and into 2024. Um, I've gone through quite literally like one of the worst times of my life. I was mostly depressed, and I left a lot of my um, aspirations for that year behind. And then 2025 came. I realized something, and in 2025, I found myself to be much more forgiving to myself. I was much more forgiving. I was much more lenient. I I was much more on acceptance and um, thinking of things as the way it is, and just controlling what I could control and trying and failing and being okay with it and then trying again and then jumping around from hobbies. It was fine to me because I wasn't too harsh on myself. That was 2025. And then learning from all these years that have gone by and taking pieces and pieces of the things that work, the things that, and leaving the things that don't work. I think in 2026, my goal has matured into being um, my goal has matured into being much more reasonable and logical for me to achieve, if that makes sense. I'm not too rigid and structured in my approach. I'm not too systematic until to the point where I'm analyzing every mistake I make. Simply put, I just for 2026, I want to focus on letting myself be, while also putting in goals, putting objectives to reach in the future. And I think that's very important for me. In this stage of my life, I think that's I'm really proud of myself for achieving that status of awareness in myself. So, yeah. So, when I ask that question, what will I bring to 2026? With all the um, reflections from the past in mind, I think the main goal, the main focus of next year, it's it's definitely to take control and be responsible for my own actions and time. I've I've been for the past few days I've been binge watching some content about, a lot of content about brain rot and about addiction and how we are too distracted in such a noisy world. And I think in 2026, I'm looking to beat that. Yeah. I want to gain control of my time, and I want to control the actions I take, and I want to be responsible and be accountable for all the actions I've made. And yeah. So, two things. One, I want to be fucking great. In 2026 is my year. Well, I tell that to myself every year, and who doesn't, right? Everyone says that to themselves every single year, that they're gonna make this new year the best year of their lives, which is not wrong. It's just it is good to affirm yourself and to motivate yourself, but belief needs to come with also your commitment and your effort. It's all about balance. Life is all about balance. So, that's my 2026. I want to be more in control of my time and my actions. And yeah, since we're at the verge of 2025, and tomorrow I have some plans with some friends to, celebrate the year, have some group reflections. I always look forward to that sort of stuff with my friends. So, I might not have a video tomorrow, or if I do, I might have it with my friends. I don't know, but yeah, I think that's about it for my short little rant about the reflections of my past and how I'm I'm using those information to bring to this new year. And I think you should too. You should reflect on how the past has been to you and how you have acted in the past, and instead of blaming yourself and putting yourself down, you can take all those necessary information, all those regrets you have, instead of bringing it and continuing your same actions in the new year, you can use those and reflect and strategize and build upon those reflections. And yes, with that said, I wish you the best of luck. And yes, that is day 10 of the daily series.